Okay, we're going to go over the equation of a line. We're going to talk about linear equation. This is called slope y-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. This is a common form of a linear equation because it's very easy to find the slope and the y-intercept. M is slope and b is the y-intercept. And we'll talk about all the funny things that m is equal to and how to find them. So let's say we have this on a graph. They've given us no info, but they've drawn a line and we can distinctly tell two coordinates, okay? Or at least 2 points along the line. That's all the information we need, as long as we have 2 points. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the first ordered pair. Just learned that today. What would this coordinate be, or this ordered pair?
-4, 6.
Yeah, perfect.
And that one is, oh.
Yeah, keep going.
And oh, that one's 5, +1.
Yeah, excellent. There you go. So we've got 2 sets of ordered pairs. These are going to be really important for us. These 2 coordinates will help us find our slope. So the first order pair, -4. I'm going to start calling it that from forever now. 5 and 1. Okay. We need to actually number them. And it doesn't matter which is which. Do you have a preference? One will be 1, one will be 2. Which one?
Let's do y1 is -4.
Okay, so we'll call this guy coordinate 1. Now, he would not be the y. This value here, the -4, the first...
is the x, yeah, sorry.
So this would be our x1. Which makes our 6 our y1. And then this is our coordinate number 2, this is our x2 and our y2. Now the reason we number them or write them in an order like that is because our m, or our slope, is equal to a specific formula. And we have to memorize this formula. This formula is y2 minus y1 divided by x2, okay, minus x1. Now, sometimes I used to have a lot of trouble figuring out what was on top, the y's or the x's. But this little saying, rise over run, always helped me out a lot. Because I knew rise meant vertical, up and down, and my y's are my vertical, up and down. And run meant left to right, and my x's are my horizontals, my left to right. So that helped me remember that the y is over the x. Okay, but this formula is really important. Since we have our values, we can start plugging things in. So m, which is our slope, is going to be equal to y2, and I'm going to try to highlight with many different colors here as much as we can. y2 in this case, oh, that's not a good color to highlight with. There we go. Y2 is the value of 1. Okay, so let's write that number in. This might not be as easy as I think to do. 1. Oh, geez. There you go. 1. Subtract our y1. Let's see if I can get a good color here. Maybe orange. That wasn't very good. But our value 6 is our y1. So we're going to go right in minus 6. All right. Is this making sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then our, I have to extend the page just a little. Our x2, let's get a different highlighted color, light blue maybe. Our x2 is the number 5. Okay, so we're going to write the number 5 in. So 5, and then subtract, and let's get
subtract
another.
-4.
Yeah, and I'm going to highlight it. Oh, maybe pink. Pink might work. Hey, great. x1, I know it can't be seen there, but that's our x1, so -4. So we're actually subtracting the value of -4. And you'll probably be way faster than the way I did. I just want to color everything so it's easy to see. Okay. So now I'm going to simplify this stuff. 1 subtract 6. If you have your calculator, you can follow along there. I'm going to tell you as we go. This one will be -5. Great. Now this is 5 subtract -4, which is the same as actually adding the 2 values.
-1.
Okay. So think of it like this. This becomes 5 plus 4 in this case.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was -5.
Yeah. So then it's going to be a value of 9. So our slope in this case, m, is equal to -5 over 9. Okay. So let's say we're writing our equation of our line, y equals m and then x plus b plus b. Well, we know how, or we now have our m value. Y is equal to, I'll write it in blue, -5 over 9 x, and then our b is still unknown. Okay, so we've got the slope part. we've got that covered. B is the y-intercept. So if I look, here's my y value, here's my y-intercept. Can I tell exactly what that point is by looking at the graph?
No.
No, this is kind of unknown. So we're going to use some algebra to figure this out. Okay.
Joy.
Yeah. We need to find b. I have two other letters, an x and a y. Well, if I can find an x and a y on this line, I can plug those values in to solve for b. And I've already found an x and a y on this line. So which one would you like to use? Which set of ordered pairs? It doesn't matter.
5-1.
Let's use 5-1. So 5-1, this will be my x. So my x will be replaced with 5. And 1 will be our y. So y will be replaced with 1. So we're going to get 1 is equal to, I'm going to write in black, 5/9 times our x, which is now the number 5, plus b. So b is still our unknown. Okay, so I'm going to try to simplify here. 1 equals, this will become negative 25/9, which is a tough number to work with. Okay, plus b. Okay, b is still unknown. The goal is to get b by itself, so I need to move negative 25/9 to the other side. What would negative 25/9 be when I move it over?
Positive.
Yeah.
25/9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're working with fractions, which is sometimes a little hard to work with, because the reason we got a fraction is I just kind of chose the coordinates. But it's fine, because in real life, you can work with lots of numbers like this. I got to remember some adding fraction rules, which sometimes I don't in these questions. Sometimes they give me really nice numbers to add up. But I'll quickly go over it. In order to add a fraction, you need to have like common denominators. And technically, this one is over the number 1. So I need it to be over 9. So in other words, I need it to become 9/9.
Multiply by 9.
Exactly. So 9/9 plus 25/9 is going to be our b value. 25 plus 9 is going to be 34/9 equals b. Maybe I don't want to write this as a fraction. Maybe I like decimals way better. Okay, so let's find out what the decimal version of this would be. 34 divide 9. Oops, what too many nines. 3.7-ish. Okay, maybe 3.78 we'll say. Okay, I'll write it as a fraction to start. So remember, our equation was y equals, in fraction form, negative 5/9. That was our slope, x, plus 34/9. But sometimes fractions don't mean much to me when I graph. Or, as decimals, y equals, oh, and I should have figured out what 5/9 is. 5 divided by 9, roughly 0.05. So negative 0.56x plus 3.78. Okay, so those are kind of our decimals. Usually slope is way better if we write it as a fraction because we have our rise and our run. Okay, when written as a decimal, it's really hard to see, but the y-intercept is a lot easier to see as a decimal because if it's 3.28, let's go up to our graph. Yeah, that's probably around 3.28. That makes sense. But in terms of our slope, well, it makes more sense if our rise is negative 5, right? Because that's our rise. So we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our run is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's perfect. That's exactly our slope. So it's a lot easier to write slope as a fraction and y-intercepts as decimals. But it technically doesn't matter. You can write it any way